Well, hey there, it's Catherine Ludwig here from Discover Moose Jaw, and right now I am with Carson Green. It's great to meet you, Carson. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, good. So you're 14 years old, young farmer, young entrepreneur, and you have a few businesses that you're running. So to start off, tell me a little bit about yourself and the businesses that you have going on.
Well, I've grown up and lived on a farm my entire life. Here we farm cattle, and along with canola, durum, and lentils. And I really just grown to love the lifestyle. I'm also big into hunting, and in my free time, of course, I'm working on the magazine and hunting, of course, and that's the way I like to do it. And this business, I started it in last May, and it took off. Phenomenal support from the community. It's been great.
Yeah, and we're here to talk about the magazine right now, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you have a little rabbit business too. Are you still doing that?
That I got out of that business a little while ago.
To focus on the magazine?
Yeah, it was all of my focus. This has been a full-time thing.
Yeah, well, like you said, it's been going off pretty well here. So
Sure.
Tell me a little bit about the magazine. Is it just you? Do you have a partner?
It's mainly just me creating these. I do have one good buddy that I have employed. He's a rodeo photographer along with a reporter on some of those larger rodeo events and such, and he does help a little bit, yes.
And you employ him?
Yes, I do employ him.
Wow, look at you, 14 years old and you have employees. So tell me, this is Everything Country magazine. You put it all together. So what kind of articles, features, what kind of things do you talk about in your magazine?
Well, as the name implies, everything country. You know, there's agriculture, hunting, ranching, rodeo, you name it.
Wonderful. And I kind of want to bring up an article you did in your first issue. You have 2 issues released right now, and you're getting ready to release your third, correct?
My third released on July 1st.
Oh, it already released. Oh, wonderful. So, but the article that I want to bring up in the first issue, I thought you had a really unique take on it, especially for someone your age. It's called A Dying Breed. Can you tell me a bit about that article?
Well, I was just thinking on how these days we're so dependent on technology, and it's overtaking the world slowly, and it's visible the impact it's having on society. You know, work ethics are fading, and a lot of people are coming kind of co-reliant with their phones and such, and I think that that's something we need to start trying to steer away from as best we can.
And you see that a lot in I would say city people being really reliant on technology and their phones and things like that. So what kind of advice or what would you say to them to help inspire them to become more in touch with nature?
Well, definitely, a lot of times it's, at the moment, you think, oh, well, I'm kind of feeling a little bored now, let's just scroll through my phone, but you don't always realize the alternatives to that, to pass the time and such. You can go out for a walk, or maybe go fishing, or just find something to fill that time that's less, more
nature inspired, I guess. Yeah,
somewhat.
Absolutely. Do you have any other articles like that in your other 2 issues?
Not entirely, no.
No, they're more focused on more the country living, I guess.
Yes.
The rodeos,
Yeah.
I guess, was a big topic in your second issue. Tell me about that.
Yes. Well, as I mentioned, my employee before, Riker Hutchinson, he's a big rodeo athlete. He performs in many jackpots over in Alberta there, and he's done very well on that. So as him working along with me, it's real easy to get influenced by him when he's always talking about it. So that really overtook this one, but in future issues such as the spring summer 2022, we focus more on agriculture and farming, but still mixing in just the right amount of rodeo.
That's awesome. So we've talked about now what kind of has gone into the 3 issues, but I want to know what inspired you to start this magazine.
Me and the guy I have employed, we were on the phone one time, and I was shed hunting through a large slough, and we were just talking about all sorts of things, and finally I was just in there, I'm like, why don't we start a business named about a magazine with everything country? And he's like, what would we even call that? Like, really discouraged. And I'm like, we could call it Everything Country. Like, it's got a nice ring to it. And then he really liked that, and I got hard to work on it. And then I thought, well, would you like to work for me on this. You know, you have all the rodeo side of things. I have everything else. We could collaborate with that, and it came together really nicely. And you know, as we were talking before about the screens and stuff, people don't truly appreciate the real thing as much as they should. You know, a lot of people trying to share their stories and such, they'll go on social medias is all sorts, but you know, the focus level is so much more with an actual book, you know, and you get the satisfaction of the page flip, and it's just, in my mind...
So you're trying to bring it back.
Yeah, exactly. In my mind, an actual physical copy, just, you can't beat it with the internet.
Well, totally agreeable. So do you write all of the articles, or do you get other people to help you out with writing the articles?
In the past, my buddy Riker Hutchinson has written articles for it, but he just remains a reporter and reports back to me, and then I go on to write the articles. I've also had an interview with some people before, which we wrote it together and stuff like that.
Well, that's amazing and super inspiring for other young people your age to share their voices of what it's like being out working on the farms and things like that. So do you plan to keep this going for a long time?
I do. It's grown to be a passion of mine, and I think it's definitely going to be a huge part in my current self and my future.
Oh, I don't doubt it. And I'm a little curious on how you actually put the magazines together. Do you take all the photos? You already said you wrote majority of the articles. Do you take the photos? Do you send it off to be printed, or do you print it here at home? What's that process like?
All photos are local. Me and my friend Riker are majority of the photography. My mother's also thrown in some photos along with a few other friends, and all photos are my own, and then we write the articles all by ourselves, as we've previously talked about, and I put it all together on Publisher. We're possibly looking at a new program for that, and then we send it to Regina Fast Print in Regina, and they're a phenomenal company. They're very supportive, amazing staff. It's highly recommended, and amazing quality, as you can clearly see.
Well, that is wonderful. So how can people get a hold of one of these things?
Well, you can find us on Instagram at everything_country, .mag, or you can call me or text at 1-639-355-7109, or email me at everything.country.mag.
Awesome.
At gmail.com, sorry.
At gmail.com.
Yeah, and we also just put up our website too.
Okay, what's the website called?
Just Everything Country Magazine.
I love that. Okay, and there's an online option for this too?
Yes, you can also get a PDF.
Okay, and what are the prices?
For a physical copy, they're $15 plus shipping, and a PDF is $5.
Wonderful. Okay, well, you heard it first from Carson Green himself, young entrepreneur, young writer, author, publisher, farmer. You got it all made for you. My gosh, so impressive. All right, well, thank you for talking with me, Carson.
Thanks
I really
so much.
appreciate it.
Thank you.